This morning is so beautiful. I'm excited for an amazing adventure.
It all began at sunrise, in my home, Siem Reap.
Before the sun touches the world, a special kind of magic stirs in Cambodia. For 12-year-old Lim Chheng, this was the morning that magic would feel real. Hand in hand with his grandmother Ye, he walked toward a silhouette that held the stories of 1,000 years, Angkor Wat. The stone beneath his feet was cool, but the sight before him was warm with history and promise. He felt as if he was walking into a dream, a reflection of greatness that shimmered back at him from the water's edge, a kingdom of stone and spirit.
Every step higher felt like a step further back in time. With the energy only a boy can have, Lim Chheng climbed towards the sky, towards the temple's sacred heart. There, in the quiet of the upper galleries, he met a kindness that needed no words, a gentle smile from a monk named Ananda. Looking out from the windows of the heavens, the world seemed vast and new. And then, at Bayon, he stood among giants. The stone faces, smiling their centuries-old secrets, watched over him. And for a moment, Lim Chheng smiled back, sharing in their timeless peace.
But the Khmer kingdom was more than just silent stone. On the Terrace of the Elephants, it was playful. At Ta Prohm, it was wild. Here, nature had its own temples, wrapping the works of kings in the powerful embrace of silk cotton roots. Lim Chheng touched the ancient bark, feeling the strength of the jungle, and watched as sunlight itself seemed to dance in the hallways, reminding him that even ruins are full of life.
Kindness finds you when you are open to it. Lim Chheng found Ananda again and was offered a simple blessing, a gift of cool water and a moment of pure peace. He learned that an offering is not just something you give, but something you create with care. The small lotus flower, folded by his own hands, carried all the wonder of the day as it floated on the water, a silent thank you to the spirits of the temple.
The afternoon brought the simple sweetness of sugarcane juice, a taste of home amidst the grandeur. As the sun began to dip lower, painting the sky in colors of fire and mango, they climbed Pre-Rup Temple. This was a different kind of quiet, a shared quiet. Leaning against his grandmother, watching the day end, Lim Chheng felt a warmth that came not just from Then's son, but from a love as old and strong as the temples themselves.
Leaving Angkor Wat behind as a giant sleeping under the stars, Lim Chheng carried the day, not just in his hands, with a small stone he had found, but in his heart. That night, the smiling faces and giant roofs filled his dreams. The temple was no longer just a place you visit. It was a part of him now. An idea, an inspiration that flowed from his memory, through his pencil, and onto paper.
To experience wonder is one thing. To share it is another. The next morning, the story of his journey spilled out, told with wide eyes and excited hands to his friends. He was not just sharing a story about old stones. He was sharing a piece of his home, his history, his pride. He had walked among kings and gods and had returned with a new understanding, a feeling so simple and yet so big it could only be said with love.
To experience wonder is one thing. To share it is another. The next morning, the story of his journey spilled out, told with wide eyes and excited hands to his friends. He was not just sharing a story about old stones. He was sharing a piece of his home, his history, his pride. He had walked among kings and gods and had returned with a new understanding, a feeling so simple and yet so big, it could only be said with love.